Yeah, g'day everyone, welcome back to Gone Travelling Oz. So I was going to do this on the Untitled track, but obviously time restraints and restrictions, we couldn't stop long enough. So we're at El Dandra, if that's how you pronounce it, up in the Northern Territory. So it's about 140 kilometres roughly, I suppose, past the border in the NT. So we're going to do this afternoon. As I did say on my other reviews, I was going to do this, and I was going to cook a roast in the 12-volt KickAss oven. So I'm definitely going to do that today. So what we'll run through first, we'll do the battery pack first. So it's a 26 amp hour lithium. So it's equivalent to a 50 amp hour AGM. So it's got a built-in 250 watt AC inverter. So obviously you can see on the front here, hopefully the camera picks up well. So it's got 4 USB ports, so pretty self-explanatory. Push the button, obviously a green light will come on. You've got access to those 4 ports. It's got an inbuilt 12-volt socket. It's got a built-in solar regulator. It's got obviously a digital display up here, so it obviously gives you what your charge rate, if it's fully charged, 80%, 60%, and such and such. So it's got built-in protection, so obviously you can't overload it, you can't do anything. If you overload it by putting something more than 250 watt, it'll cut out, so it definitely won't work. So this thing's ideal for obviously phones, your iPads, your tablets, laptops, cameras, KickAss lights, recharging them, anything to do with KickAss, it works well. Now the only thing I'd like to see probably on this is most other things they've got is an Anderson plug. Surely, down the track, redesign it. I like to see an Anderson plug. So obviously it's got your two 240 volt charge points, or your power points itself. So these little holes here, so they're your charge points. Obviously you can hook it up to 12 volt to charge it, or you can hook it up to 240 to charge it. But you can also buy a 50 watt small solar panel that actually goes with it. So I'll run you through that in a sec. But what I'll do once I finish this little bit here, I'll hook it up. I'll hook it up to the KickAss 12 volt travel oven. We've got a little roast from the shop. It's only a small one. So we'll throw it in and we'll cook it up, and we'll give it a run. So dimensions of this thing is, so the height is 360. It's 227 millimeters wide, and obviously deep is 157. So the whole weight of this it's pretty light. Obviously lithium's is light as well, so it only weighs 4.7 kilos. So pretty much weighs bugger all. Doesn't take up any room. I've just got in the box in the back of the ute. It's been handy, charging bits and pieces, the kids' iPads, charging our phones when we've been camping on the Untitled. Again, I apologise, I did say I was going to do it on there, but this is all I could get. Right, so charging wise, obviously you've got your 12 volt, so obviously your SIG socket, plug it in to your SIG socket, and obviously this end here goes into the battery pack itself. But I also got the setup for your 240, which is handy for, if you're on a powered site, you can plug it straight in. Right, so what we'll do is we'll wander down to the solar panel, and we'll run through that. Right, so this is the 50 watt panel that comes with it. So again, it weighs bugger all as well. It's 2.7 kilos. Again, 50 watts. Obviously it comes, I'm pretty sure it's a 5-meter cord, so it runs, I'll show you in a sec, it runs up and I'll plug it into the battery pack and we'll start charging. So it's got adjustable legs on the back, so similar to all KickAss other solar panels. You can adjust it to different tilt, so obviously chasing the sun. So its dimensions when it's open is 775 wide, so as it is there now. It's 528 high, and when it's closed it's 528 by 390. So that's pretty much, that's the solar panels. I'll just walk you around to the rear. So obviously you can, not too sure, probably a bit hard to see. I'll just turn it around a bit. So you got the charge cable there, runs in the back of it, and obviously these are your adjustable legs, and obviously they're velcroed in, so yeah, they don't go anywhere. So we'll just pin them down. Righto, so obviously that charge cord, I've just got it running, it'll come up past the KickAss travel oven. Righto, so obviously this is your male end. Obviously charging input, just plug her in, and once it plugs in, obviously you have a little light display will excuse me, will start flashing, and obviously you can see it start charging. So as I said, the only downside to it is I'd like to see an Anderson plug on there, because obviously, you know, the travel oven itself, it's got an Anderson plug on it, but it's got a, you know, you can attach a SIG socket. But I think just a better connection wise would be an Anderson plug any day of the week. Right, so what we'll do is I'll turn this on, I'll connect the travel oven up to the battery pack. On my last review I did with the travel oven, I let it sit for half an hour before we threw any food in, but I'm gonna allow an hour. Look, it's only 2:40 in the afternoon here. I'll let it preheat for an hour. That way it's at 180. We'll throw a little roast in, and then obviously we'll let it cook. I think the going rate is 1 kilo per hour. I think it's a bit over a kilo, so if we said an hour, we'll check it in an hour and a half's time, 2 hours, it should be pretty right to go. Right, so I've connected it all up. Obviously chucked the Anderson plug on, Anderson into SIG socket. As I said, I would have liked to see Anderson from your travel oven straight into an Anderson on your power pack, but KickAss, you know, down the track, that could be a modification that could happen. Just one on the side, you know. Everything else is Anderson, which would make it anyway. Anyway, well, doesn't matter. So all you gotta do, pretty much, pretty self-explanatory. You plug your SIG socket male end in the SIG socket of the female end on the power pack. Righto, it's on, and we'll just come down to our and also don't forget to turn the button on, otherwise your SIG socket won't work. And obviously just come down, we'll get our red light on our oven. As I said, I'll give it an hour. I'll let it, you know, heat it right up, and then we'll chuck our little roast in, and hopefully give it a couple of hours and it'll be good to eat. Righto, so it's been an hour, so I just grabbed the roast out of the fridge. It's a little boneless lamb roast. So it says it's just under a kilo, so we'll throw it on. We'll run it for about an hour and a half, I reckon, and then we'll pull it out and check it. So we'll just lightly grease the pan. Clean hands. How good? I don't know if you can see that, but how good does that look? Can't wait to tuck into that tonight. We'll sit that in there. Righto, so we'll open the lid. Nice hard latch on the KickAss travel oven. Open up. Oh yeah, she's warm in there. Righto, we'll throw it in. We'll close it up. Righto, it's 3:30. So we'll come back in probably about an hour's time, and we'll just have a quick check of it. I think it'll probably take 2 hours, only because it's a small oven. But we'll just keep checking it, and then we'll hopefully just on dark we can hook into it. Righto, while we're waiting for the little roast to cook. Oh, he's trying to get some decent light here. I'll have a Greg Norman. Had a few big days in the car, so we're yeah, definitely due for a couple of quiet beers. As I said, we'll check it in an hour, see how it's going. So I'll just check the display. As you can see, it's charging, and also obviously display. Solar panel sitting out in the sun. We'll keep it charged. A nice roast lamb bit later on this afternoon.
Dog.
Yeah, righto. So I've just checked on the roast. It's cooking slowly. It's been about 45-50 minutes, so it's all starting to happen. Yeah, I'll just keep checking on it. It's probably going to take a bit longer than I thought. Yeah, I put it on at 3:30. You know, theoretically I probably should have put it on a little bit earlier, but anyway, I'm still learning how to use it, so don't hold it to me. The battery pack's holding up well. Got the solar panel still sitting there, so it's still running well. It has sucked a bit of power out of it. It's down to probably 50%. It's charging, but it wasn't fully charged when I started, so it was probably on about 80%. So it's running it well. You know, thoroughly recommend, you know, with a proper setup, put it on a bit earlier. It'd be perfect. Yeah, I'm not too sure how long this is going to take. It might be dark by the time we start eating, but it's still only early. It's still only 4:30, so even if it takes another 2 hours, it'll be up past 6. So then it'll be good for tea time. Anyway, I'll report back in an hour and a half, and we'll have another sticky beak and see what it looks like. So I just grabbed it out of the oven. It's been in there for about 3 hours now, just on 3 hours. It's not quite ready, so it's getting very close. And that's what it looks like there. I've just rolled it. So what I'll do is I'll put it back in there, but we'll just chuck the veggies on. I'll give another half an hour, and I reckon it'll be pretty well good to go. So cooking time will be probably about 3.5 hours. Battery pack's going well. Haven't run out of power. I've just run out of sun, so it's still cooking well. Excuse the light out here and the kids. But yeah, no, it's going well. It's getting down low, but I think it'll be right. So I'll give another half an hour, and then we'll have another sticky beak. Right, I think it's cooked. Just on 4 hours. So note to self: put on at lunchtime, and it'll be ready before tea time. Just pan it down here. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Just waiting another couple more minutes for these veggies to cook. I'll just stick it back in the oven. It's turned off. I brought it all inside. It's all turned off, so I'll just let it sit in there and rest. And then we'll tuck straight in. Anyway, I hope you like what you see. Probably not the best thing. I should have started earlier and finished it earlier and had it with the sun outside. But anyway, you learn from your mistakes. If you do, like and subscribe to our channel. As you know, we're travelling around at the moment, so jump on our Facebook page, Gone Travelling Oz. We've been staying every night, prices, things to see and do while we're here. A bit more than our YouTube channel, but I'll be uploading more YouTube stuff soon. We've got things coming up. The Earn a Data track, and when we first stepped off. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Again, if you do like what you see, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.